If we can get her in here. Hi. Hello, beautiful. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's been a crazy day.
Listen, we know it's been a crazy day. I can only imagine what the day has been like for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. Let's get right into this, Jessica.
Okay.
First of all, people want to know who you are. It's like, whoa, who's Jessica? She just popped up. Can you tell people where you're from, who you are?
I am from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a Georgia peach. I live right here in Buckhead. I'm always out in Buckhead, so people see me a lot. I'm like a little, amateur, like a little socialite or whatever. Like a lot of people know me out here. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm messy.
Okay, very nice. Well, it's really nice to meet you, Jessica. And like I said, it's been, well, like you said, it's been a crazy.
What if I told you that while everyone else was clinking champagne glasses and flooding Instagram with sparkly New Year's selfies, one party quietly detonated a social media bomb? Because allegedly, and yes, we're stressing allegedly, private snaps from a New Year's Eve bash didn't just slip out, they went nuclear. And at the eye of this digital hurricane? Porsche Williams and Simon Goya. Same exes. Same messy divorce. Same heartbreak everyone thought was 6 feet under. Rumor mills say the party was exclusive. Dim lighting, booming music, cameras literally everywhere, maybe 2 cameras everywhere. Then, out of nowhere, screenshots started surfacing, zoomed-in frames, frozen moments, angles fans definitely weren't supposed to see. And suddenly the internet demanded an answer no one was ready for. If this chapter is closed, why does it feel like a cliffhanger? Because allegedly, what people saw didn't scream casual. It didn't scream accidental. And it absolutely didn't scream emotionally clueless. Social media morphed into CSI, Celebrity Edition, slow-motion replays, side-by-side comparisons, every gesture, smirk, and glance analyzed like a full-blown crime scene. The kicker? This is the same woman who swore she wanted peace, stability, and consistency for her child. Yet here she is again, dragged under the microscope of speculation, judgment, and relentless public eyeballs. All over a handful of photos meant to vanish into the night. Fans cry, let her breathe. Critics snicker, the truth always leaks. Porsche stays silent. Simon stays silent. And when celebs sip it, the internet yells louder. So the real question isn't just, did these photos leak? It's far nastier. Can a relationship ever truly end, or does it just get better at hiding its skeletons?
Being private on that. And the reason that I ask is just to know the extent of what Simon was doing as far as, dating around, because you were completely unaware of him.
Yeah.
Porsche.
Yeah, completely unaware.
You were taken aback just like everybody else.
Completely unaware. And I'm not saying that we were ever in a relationship or anything like that. But all I was just saying is just make it make sense to me. Like all the things that you're over here like preaching on your live, and all the things that you're preaching about, like, oh, I found love again, and oh, like she helped me to love again, and all this kind of stuff. I was like, make it make sense to me. How'd you find love while you're over here whipping me around in that Ferrari going 100 miles an hour, and my fucking hair all over the place got me looking crazy on these pictures? How you do that?
Right.
Make it make sense, Yeah,
you were for sure dating him at the same time that he was now claiming to be with Porsche.
Yeah, I mean, I can't lie from like the it says 5 weeks ago. It is what it is,
Yeah.
There's
Buckle up, because what you're about to hear is pure celebrity chaos, stomach-dropping, jaw-dropping, and mind-racing long after the screen goes dark. While the world celebrated New Year's Eve with sparkling champagne, fireworks lighting up the sky, and Instagram stories that screamed perfection, one ultra-exclusive party allegedly detonated a scandal nobody saw coming. Sources claim private photos leaked from the gathering, igniting whispers, gasps, and a social media frenzy. And at the center of this storm? Porsche Williams and Simon Goya, 2 names everyone thought had closed their chapter, buried their heartbreak, and ended their love story. Allegedly, the images tell a different tale. Laughter hiding tension, smiles masking old emotions, and cameras capturing moments that should have stayed private. The night was dripping in glamour. Dimmed lights shimmered just enough. Music boomed through every corner, and whispered conversations filled the space. But the real shock wasn't in the decor or designer outfits. It was in the tiny interactions. Bodies leaning closer than expected, glances lingering too long, the unspoken familiarity that had fans asking the question nobody was ready for. If the divorce is finalized, if the heartbreak is behind them, why do these moments feel like unfinished business? Allegedly, every pause frame, every microgesture, and every captured smile sent social media into a frenzy, proving once again that in the world of celebrity, nothing private ever truly stays that way. If heartbreak has been processed, why does it feel like the story isn't over? Screenshots started popping online almost instantly. Allegedly, insiders claim some frames show Simon Goya and Porsche Williams laughing in ways that scream too close to be just friends, gestures fans insist were far from casual, and moments of intimacy that observers say hint at unfinished business. Slow-motion clips were dissected endlessly, forums buzzed, social feeds exploded, and every angle was analyzed like the internet had turned into a full-blown courtroom. Everyone became an armchair detective, hunting for hidden clues in every freeze frame. Every glance, every smirk, every subtle touch was debated, and what should have been a night of celebration transformed into a stage for rumor, speculation, and judgment. The heartbreak is real. Porsche, a woman who has openly said she wants stability, consistency, and peace for her daughter, suddenly found herself dragged back into the whirlpool of public opinion. Her carefully curated life, already fragile after divorce, was dissected, criticized, and weaponized by fans and trolls alike. Social media split. Some pleaded, "Let her live. Let her breathe. This isn't our business," while others shouted, "The truth always finds a way out." Allegedly, images some labeled innocent became, in the eyes of many, proof that a supposedly closed chapter was still being written, edited, and dramatized for the world to watch. Simon stayed silent, and allegedly said nothing, letting the storm roar even louder. Nothing to clarify, nothing to deny, nothing to confirm. And just like that, silence fanned the flames. When a celebrity keeps quiet, rumor mills go into overdrive, filling every gap with speculation, conjecture, and the kind of dramatic narrative the internet devours. As the night wore on, champagne bottles emptied, fireworks lit the sky, and the silence from both Porsche Williams and Simon Goya spoke louder than any statement ever could. Fans debated endlessly. Were these leaks just accidental, a careless phone snap, or a friend oversharing? Or was it intentional, a calculated move to reignite curiosity, stir old feelings, and shove these two back into the headlines despite attempts to move on? Allegedly, insiders say it could be either, or maybe even both, a perfect storm of chaos and coincidence. The emotional intensity of the images, the rumored interactions, and the unresolved tension sparked what some are calling a public heartbreak renaissance. Porsche, who has spent years carefully navigating fame, divorce, and parenting, allegedly faced the impossible. Being judged for private moments captured without consent, her laughter, gestures, and smiles dissected in ways only the internet could imagine. The tragedy isn't just in the photos, it's what they symbolize. The collision of past and present, love and loss, privacy and fame. What makes this story gut-wrenching, according to those watching every frame, isn't the scandal itself. It's human emotion, heartbreak, and the messy truth of relationships the public will never truly understand. Allegedly, Porsche Williams only wanted a simple night, celebrating the new year, enjoying herself, being herself. But in the internet era, even the most ordinary moments can explode into a full-blown spectacle, a virtual courtroom, a real-time verdict. Every paused clip, every zoomed-in frame became ammunition in the court of public opinion. Every fleeting glance or whisper of closeness fueled endless debate. And yet, despite all the allegations, leaked images, and social media chaos, one fact remains: no statement has been made. No confirmation. No denial. And in that silence, the drama only grows. When quiet meets speculation, the story isn't controlled by facts, it's ruled by emotion, gossip, and the insatiable curiosity of millions worldwide. The heartbreak, the rumored intimacy, the whispered moments, they all paint a picture of a night that should have been fleeting but is now legendary in emotional intensity. Some insist it proves that certain connections never truly end, that the past lingers even when people publicly move on. Others claim it's coincidence, a misread smile, a casual laugh, an innocent moment blown way out of proportion. But make no mistake, The alleged New Year's Eve photos achieved one undeniable feat. They reignited conversation, tension, speculation, and emotion around two people whose story the public thought was closed. And that, in itself, is tragedy. Not the images, not the laughter, not the silence, but the reminder that no matter how carefully anyone tries to control their story, the world will always write its own version. Always have a voice, and the internet will gladly write the story for them if they stay silent. Allegedly, that night didn't just end, it opened a Pandora's box of questions with no answers. Fans debate endlessly, insiders whisper, and the social media storm rages on with no signs of slowing. While the world moves on with fireworks and champagne, the echo of that night lingers, a harsh reminder that some stories refuse to close, some chapters refuse to stay quiet, and silence can speak louder than any confession. The alleged scandal is just warming up. The heartbreak, the drama, the whispered tensions, they've only begun to explode. In a world addicted to celebrity, image, and gossip, this storm is far from over. Allegedly, nothing is ever as it seems. And the next chapter? It's already being written in comments, forum threads, and endless social feeds. The night didn't end with fireworks. Allegedly, the real show unfolded behind closed doors, in whispered conversations, lingering glances, and moments the world wasn't meant to see. As the clock ticked past midnight, the leaked photos kept circulating online, paused, zoomed, and dissected frame by frame. Social media feeds became battlegrounds, fans splitting into camps arguing over what was innocent, what was too close, and what might hint at something neither Porsche Williams nor Simon Goya ever intended to reveal. Every brush of a hand, every fleeting smile, every subtle angle of familiarity sparked thousands of debates, threads, and viral commentary. Allegedly, a night meant for new beginnings had instead become a digital spectacle of curiosity, judgment, and emotional chaos. Unleashed a storm no one could control. Insiders claim the party's vibe was electric but oddly tense. Laughter that looked casual to the untrained eye allegedly carried a weight fans could feel through their screens. Observers say Porsche Williams and Simon Goya's interactions weren't just friendly gestures, they were loud, loaded, and complicated. Gestures that hinted the past was still very much alive, even if publicly declared over. The way they looked at each other, one insider allegedly said, wasn't casual. It was history, emotion, and unfinished conversations written in body language. And while neither confirmed a thing, the images alone were enough to ignite a wildfire of gossip spreading across Instagram, Twitter, and every celebrity forum imaginable. Some fans speculated the photos revealed a deeply human, vulnerable, nostalgic side of Porsche, perhaps even showing lingering emotional ties to someone she once loved. Others argued Simon's demeanor was just as complex, a mix of familiarity, comfort, and guarded defensiveness only recognizable to those who'd endured a long, public, and painful relationship. Allegedly, the images captured what words could never express: the simultaneous pull of history and the push of reality, two forces colliding in a single frozen moment. According to multiple online commentators, the tragedy isn't in the photos themselves, it's in how the public devoured, dissected, and weaponized them. Fans analyzed every inch of space between them, every glance, every hand movement, as if human emotion could be boiled down to pixels. Narratives sprang up faster than anyone could refute them. Comments ranged from supportive pleas urging Porsche Williams to ignore the hysteria, to accusatory claims suggesting secret reconciliations, hidden feelings, and unfinished chapters. Through it all, Porsche stayed silent, her social media untouched, no official statements. Simon Goya did the same. Their silence only fueled the frenzy. The void spoke louder than any confession ever could. Allegedly, the most shocking details weren't even in the photos themselves, they were in the stories swirling around them. Whispers from insiders claiming partygoers noticed Porsche and Simon together more than expected, sharing inside jokes, leaning in closer than casual friends should, exchanging glances weighted with meaning only insiders could interpret. Accuracy aside, the effect was undeniable. The gossip machine roared, hungry, vicious, unstoppable. Sources alleged the night triggered a massive internal conflict for Porsche. Months of publicly asserting independence, focusing on herself and her daughter, embracing singlehood, and insisting she wasn't seeking reconciliation were suddenly thrown into chaos. The leaked photos allegedly thrust her back into the spotlight of public scrutiny, forcing her into a narrative she had carefully tried to avoid, and reigniting the storm around her personal life, choices, and very humanity. The narrative she had desperately tried to avoid. This wasn't a one-night sting, it was the kind of tragedy that lingers, weighing on her mind like invisible chains, a mental calculus she had to navigate while the entire world watched, commented, and judged. Every online analysis dragged fans deeper into speculation. Allegedly, subtle signs of emotional entanglement were scrutinized. Porsche Williams' hand allegedly brushing Simon Goya's arm, a laugh caught mid-frame that seemed intimate, a gaze lingering just a second too long. Commentators called them ghosts of the past, physical reminders that not every story wraps up neatly. For some, it proved human emotions are messy, stubborn, and resistant to tidy closure. For others, it sparked a moral debate. Was she wrong to appear close to an ex, or was she simply living a private, adult moment the public was never meant to witness? The tragedy deepened because it intersected with innocence, her daughter allegedly oblivious to the storm. Fans, imagine raising a child under constant scrutiny, every private choice judged, every smile weaponized. How do you celebrate a moment when every glance, every laugh, every fleeting expression is mined for drama? This is the kind of heartbreak gossip rarely captures, yet the internet instinctively senses it, amplifies it, and spins it into viral threads, forums, and endless debates that make private life a public spectacle. And then there's the undeniable drama of fan theories. Allegedly, some claimed the night was a soft reconciliation, a brief lapse of control, or a calculated move to stay relevant in the spotlight. Others argued it was simple coincidence, two people with shared history, comfort, and respect just enjoying a New Year's Eve gathering. Yet the stark reality remains. The images themselves don't lie about the chaos they unleashed. The internet seized the photos, magnified them, and spun them into a full-blown cultural phenomenon. Every rumor, every whispered allegation, every body language breakdown, every eye contact critique created a courtroom of spectators passing judgment in real time. Allegedly, what could have been forgotten by morning became a viral inferno by midday, trending across social media, dissected by gossip accounts, debated on podcasts, and replayed endlessly by fans desperate to decode what they were seeing. And still, the silence from Porsche Williams and Simon Goya only amplified the storm, proving that in celebrity life, quiet often speaks louder than confession. The emotional weight, according to observers, was intensified by timing. New Year's Eve, a night meant for renewal, resolutions, and letting go of the past. Allegedly, the leaked content transformed that night into a mirror of unresolved pain, lingering attachments, and relentless public scrutiny, a mix so intense that even casual fans felt a jolt of empathy and shock. The tragedy wasn't just the alleged intimacy captured in pixels, it was the very human reality behind it. Two people navigating history, heartbreak, and relentless public scrutiny under a spotlight that never dims. Allegedly, this is the kind of scandal that doesn't need words. The photos, the glances, the whispers, speak louder than any statement ever could. And in the aftermath, the questions multiply. Did something happen? Did nothing happen? Are the iceberg? The speculation is fed by unverified statements, unconfirmed claims, and images already viral across every platform. Every fan theory, every forum debate, every social media argument adds another layer to a story that may never have a clear answer. And through it all, the tragedy remains deeply human. Porsche Williams, Simon Goya, and even those around them are trapped in a vortex of attention, emotion, and gossip that no one could have predicted. Allegedly, a night meant for joy transformed into a night of whispers, relentless online scrutiny, and a viral phenomenon that exposes just how fragile privacy becomes when fame collides with history, heartbreak, and unresolved emotions. Even now, the images continue to circulate, shared, dissected, and speculated over. Each click, comment, and retweet adds weight to a narrative that is emotionally intense, profoundly tragic, and undeniably dramatic.
Who is this?
Allegedly, the night's events have reignited conversations about love, closure, fame, and the brutal scrutiny celebrities endure. And even without a single word from Porsche or Simon, the world continues to interpret, judge, and their eyes, proving that in the age of social media, silence is never absence. It is fuel. The alleged scandal is far from over. Heartbreak, speculation, and emotional intensity continue to reverberate, and while the full truth may never be known, the images, glances, and whispers will haunt social media, gossip feeds, and fan discussions for months to come. Allegedly, what was meant to be a fleeting celebration became a cultural phenomenon, a viral storm, and a spectacle that refuses to fade. Reminder that in celebrity life, emotion, history, and speculation are never separate, never quiet, and never forgiven. And so, as the world moves on from fireworks, champagne, and New Year's resolutions, one question lingers. Can a story truly end when images, glances, and whispers refuse to stay buried? Allegedly, the answer is no, because some nights, some moments, and some emotions are just too powerful, too tragic, and too viral to ever be forgotten. Sources claim that as the night wore on, the energy between Porsche Williams and Simon Goya intensified, though exactly how remains unknown. Attendees allegedly noticed subtle gestures, a hand brushing another, a lingering glance, laughter hanging longer than it should have, and, of course, the internet immediately pounced. Every rumor exploded online. Every whisper became a headline. Every frame of those so-called leaked photos was dissected, slowed, and replayed endlessly. Allegedly, what started as a night of champagne and fireworks transformed into a spectacle of history, heartbreak, and relentless public scrutiny. Fans flooded social media, debating every detail. Some insisted the images proved emotional entanglement, a story far from over. Others claimed it was mere coincidence, a misread gesture, the natural closeness of two people who once shared everything. But even without confirmation, the narrative spread like wildfire. Every comment, every theory, every viral thread fanned the flames, proving that in the court of public opinion, silence only intensifies the drama. Threat built on the assumption that Porsche Williams and Simon Goya's past was far from over. Allegedly, what should have remained private went public, and what was innocent became explosive. The tragedy is multi-layered. Porsche, who has openly prioritized consistency and stability, suddenly found herself under intense public scrutiny once again. Her past, her choices, and her very humanity were being debated by strangers online. Social media became a courtroom, and the verdict had already been rendered before she could speak. Supporters pleaded, tweeting, "Let her live. Let her breathe." Meanwhile, critics sensationalized every detail, insisting that truth always leaks. Allegedly, the leaked photos became more than images. They morphed into symbols of the emotional chaos that fame can never shield someone from. Insiders claim the party stretched into the early hours, and the alleged tension never faded. Every laugh, every shared joke between Porsche and Simon was magnified, scrutinized, and dissected. Allegedly, moments that might have been mundane were interpreted as secret messages, hints of unfinished business, reminders that some relationships never truly close. Fans speculated endlessly, connecting dots that may or may not exist. Every gesture, glance, and posture became evidence in a viral narrative nobody could ignore. Some say the intensity of the night was heartbreaking. Allegedly, Porsche smiled, laughed, and appeared at ease, but every move carried the weight of history, scrutiny, and unspoken emotion. At ease in Simon Goya's presence. Yet every moment carried the weight of their shared history, the pain of separation, and the relentless judgment of a public that never sleeps. It was a night that reminded everyone why celebrity life is both glamorous and tragic. The very moments meant to remain private were dissected, analyzed, and weaponized. Allegedly, the same woman who wanted peace for her daughter now had to navigate emotional explosions and viral gossip in real time. The alleged scandal reignited debates about loyalty, love, and closure. Fans argued whether Porsche and Simon could truly move on or whether some emotional bonds simply refused to die. Each alleged image, each frame of speculation, forced viewers to ask, can history be rewritten, or does it haunt us forever in whispers and glances? Allegedly, the leaked content turned a private gathering into a global conversation about heartbreak, fame, and human vulnerability. Sources claim that by morning, the internet was ablaze. Screenshots spread across platforms, forum threads were dissected, and every angle of the alleged photos was analyzed as if it held a confession. Fans speculated endlessly. Some insisted the night hinted at a rekindling, while others insisted it was merely coincidence magnified by public curiosity. Allegedly, even attendees could not confirm what actually happened, leaving speculation as the only certainty. The tragedy was amplified by timing. New Year's Eve, a night meant for fresh starts, now doubled as a stage for unresolved emotions and public judgment. For new beginnings. Yet for Porsche Williams, it allegedly became a night of reflection, confrontation, and relentless public judgment. The images, innocent or suggestive, forced her to face history in front of millions of strangers. Every comment, rumor, and viral thread became a stark reminder of the emotional complexity fame brings and the human cost of living life under constant scrutiny. And still, silence ruled. Neither Porsche nor Simon Goya issued a statement. Allegedly, the photos spoke louder than any denial ever could. Fans debated endlessly, commentators dissected every pixel, and the absence of clarification only fueled the drama. The public became judge, jury, and chronicler, passing verdicts on gestures, smiles, and fleeting moments. Every fan interpretation laid onto the scandal, making it more intense, more viral, and more emotionally charged than anyone could have anticipated. By midday, the alleged scandal had reached a point of no return. Memes, reaction videos, and viral threads flooded the internet. People argued over intention, meaning, and context, but the emotional tragedy remained unchanged. Two people navigating history, fame, and private emotion were suddenly thrust into global judgment with no privacy, no space, and no control. Allegedly, the night became a metaphor for celebrity life itself. Glamorous, intense, and utterly impossible to manage when the entire world is watching every move. Moment. And as the sun rose over the chaos, one undeniable truth remained. The alleged leaked photos, the intimate gestures, and the swirling speculation had created a viral phenomenon that no statement, clarification, or denial could erase. Tragedy, heartbreak, and unresolved emotion were now tangled with gossip, social media, and the relentless curiosity of millions. Allegedly, New Year's Eve became a stark reminder that some moments, some emotions, and some histories refuse to stay private, and when they are exposed, even unintentionally, the world will never look away. The question now isn't whether Porsche Williams and Simon Goya's chapter is closed. The question is whether some stories, once lived, can ever truly end. Allegedly, the images captured a night meant to celebrate a fresh start, yet instead reopened a history of love, heartbreak, and relentless public scrutiny. And while the two remain silent, the internet continues to spin its own version, speculate endlessly, and debate fiercely, ensuring that the tragedy, drama, and intensity live on, viral, relentless, and emotionally unrelenting. Allegedly, what was meant to be a fleeting night of joy became a permanent emblem of heartbreak, gossip, and human vulnerability. Every glance, every gesture, every pixel is now immortalized, analyzed, and debated. Proof that some emotional stories refuse to end quietly, and some scandals refuse to fade away. In the world of celebrity, silence is never peace. Silence is a story waiting to explode. And just when you think the night is over, the story refuses to die. Allegedly, those leaked photos are still circulating, still dissected, and still igniting conversations that nobody can ignore.
Who said that?
Every
You
glance,
have. One
every
time.
laugh, every subtle touch has become evidence, a symbol of unfinished chapters, and a reminder that some emotions refuse to stay buried. Fans are split, theories are exploding, and speculation shows no signs of slowing. The silence from Porsche Williams and Simon Goya only amplifies it, making every pixel, every frame, every rumored gesture louder than any confession could ever be. Allegedly, the intensity of that night proves that public life and private emotion are never truly separate. What should have been a simple New Year's celebration has instead become a viral storm, a digital courtroom, and a tragedy rolled into one. Every fan discussion, thread, and screenshot is now part of the narrative, each more intense, more shocking, and more emotionally charged than the last. The questions linger. Was it accidental? Intentional? Or just a collision of past, present, and public obsession? Nobody knows, and that's exactly what makes it so dangerous. For Porsche, the emotional stakes are higher than ever. Every click, comment, and judgment weighs heavier than champagne, fireworks, or fleeting celebration. Allegedly, history refuses to stay quiet, and the internet refuses to look away. This is more than gossip. This is a lesson in fame, heartbreak, and the relentless power of exposure. The world waits, watches, and debates, desperate to know what's real, what's imagined, and what comes next. The question isn't whether there's more to the story, It's how far this storm will go before silence finally speaks. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and buckle up, because this scandal is far from over, and the next explosive chapter is already unfolding.